Welcome to the COMC Community Spotlight Show, brought to you by the great folks at Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission, and our friend, the Sheriff. It's always good to be friends with the Sheriff of Camden County. Back with us, it's Chris Edgar. Thank you, sir, for coming back. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
You fill out that suit pretty good, by the way. I don't know if it's all muscles or if you got the bat suit under there or what, but yeah. Did you ever see Batman, where he had the six-pack?
Yes, I don't have that anymore.
I don't know. I'd spent a long time since I had that. So basically, the new Sheriff of Camden County, you took over for Tony Helms, elected in 2024, took over in 2025. So when there's a change like that, was the Sheriff's Department in good condition, or did it need a lot of work when you came in?
It did need some work. I know Tony's health, which caused a little bit for the Sheriff's Office to decline a little bit. I know his health was, and no fault to his own there, which we've been getting things, I think, back up to where they need to be. It's just going to take a little bit of time.
Yeah. Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy being sheriff? And I don't know, are you still able to go out and be on the road and stuff, or is it pretty much you have to be in the office and doing all the P's and Q's?
No, I enjoy it. I'm at the office a lot. I have been out. I've actually had a traffic stop. I've been out. I've been on Pulaski County, called the other night and needed help, and we were out there with the standoff, so I was able to go out and help with that. I try to get out there. I feel if a leader needs to lead by example and be out there and not secluded from the people.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not out there with them at least a little bit, you don't know what's going on out there, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so that's pretty important. Do you think people will notice a difference in the Camden County Sheriff's Office since you've taken over and doing what you're doing?
Yes, I do. And right now we're in the process. We're writing policies. We're changing some policies around. Being out and about, going to different areas, I have heard, hey, we've been seeing the deputies a lot more, which is what we want. I mean, we want the guys out in the community. I mean, that's how we could potentially deter crime if people are not likely to commit a crime if there's a patrol unit there.
You would think, right? Yes. Absolutely. And in order to become sheriff, you have to run politically, you have to win an election. Did you enjoy that part of it? Did you enjoy the politics of it and running for the position?
The politics, not so much. The talking with the citizens, I love doing that. I love being out there. I love talking with them. I'm the kind of guy, you see what you get.
Right.
I'm not here, I'm not going to blow smoke. I mean, I'll tell you how it is. That's just who I am. And that's not usually politician,
right.
But
yeah.
I'll never claim to be. I'll try to do my best to serve the citizens to the best of my ability.
Right. Yeah. So you didn't like the politics of it, and I'm guessing there are plenty of politics in being the sheriff. You just kind of have to do that. But talking with the people is kind of a whole different thing. Are you planning on running for sheriff again in the future? Are there going to be more elections?
Yes, I will. I'll be the sheriff for as long as the citizens will have me.
Okay. One of the big topics in the world today, certainly in our country today, is the safety of American citizens. The last presidential administration, the Biden administration, let millions of illegal aliens cross the border, a lot of them criminals released from other countries' jails and whatnot. Has that come into our area? Have you seen that problem come into our area?
Some, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we have seen some issues with that. And that is where we will be. I mean, ultimately, my focus is the protection of our citizens and being able to serve our citizens. So, but yes, we have dealt with some cases that have, with some illegals that have came in, and ultimately right now, we're fortunate ICE is actually working.
Yeah.
So we're looking at deporting the ones that are violating laws and so on.
Right, absolutely. And you see some of the politicians from some of the, sanctuary places are fighting the law enforcement on getting rid of these people. I'm guessing that's not happening here.
No, absolutely not. We will follow the laws here.
Right.
And we will make sure we are protecting and taking every caution to protect our citizens that we can, and that's one of them.
And I think that's what the citizens would want, you would think. Are you surprised where your career has taken you, that you're the sheriff of Camden County?
Yeah, I'm surprised. I don't know about surprised. Blessed.
Yeah.
I feel God has a plan for me, and I will follow him wherever that leads. So,
right.
And that's kind of the way I look at it. I mean, I'm to be the hands and feet of God. So,
can you look back over your life to see how he's prepared you to be where you are now?
Oh, absolutely. If you would have asked me 10 years ago if I would ever be the sheriff, I would have told you you're crazy.
A lot of people think you're crazy for wanting to be the sheriff, right? It's fun, but I know this has been on your heart for a while because you ran 4 years ago, and then ran again 4 years later and won this time around. You first moved to the lake area when you were a kid. You didn't grow up here.
It was 2000, right around 2000, 2001 is when I moved here.
A lot of change in the lake since then, right? A lot of growth.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
Yeah. Is that for the better, or would you like to keep it the old way?
Both. Anytime you grow, which is always good, I mean, ultimately you're getting more people here. They're enjoying the lake, but it also brings crime.
Yeah.
And anytime there's more crime, we have to grow with that crime, and we're starting to now. We are now a first-class county, and there for the longest time I would say we were running like a third-class county. Mm-hmm. And my goal is to try to bring that out to ultimately combat so the crime isn't getting high. I mean, we're not going to be able to stop everything, but we'll do our best to try to stop everything.
Yeah, to deter it as much as possible.
Absolutely.
We're talking with Sheriff Chris Edgar, Sheriff of Camden County. We'll continue this fascinating conversation when we come back on the COMC Community Spotlight Show. Central Ozarks Medical Center, voted Missouri's best and best at the lake, is recruiting team members due to growth. Amazing employment opportunities for both medical and non-medical positions with competitive salaries and outstanding perks. For more information, go to the Careers tab at centralozarks.org. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Join a leader. Join our team. COMC, where your health is our mission. Welcome back to the COMC Community Spotlight Show, talking with our friend Chris Edgar, Sheriff of Camden County. Looks good in the suit too, by God. And you've got a bulletproof vest under there.
I do.
Right? I mean, is that uncomfortable? Or are they hard to wear?
They're not pleasant, but my philosophy is if I require my guys to do it, I need to be doing it.
Yeah.
We need to be leading by example. And now, granted, we've ordered new vests. We're going to go to an outer carrier. I won't go to an outer carrier until every one of the deputies are in an outer carrier.
Okay.
So, but they're on order. So we did find out one of the issues that we had is we were using, like the vest that I have on right now is a level 2A vest. A level 2 vest, if I have a hot 9mm round, a full metal jacket, it will go through this vest.
Ooh.
So I found that out as we were going through the whole transition period, and we've ordered level 3A vests that will stop all handgun rounds now, and now we're looking at plate carriers for rifle rounds for the vest. So
wow, all of this improvement. Things are moving in the right direction.
They are, and I found out even to the extreme where I don't have enough rifles for my deputies. So we're looking at trying to get those added in. I have deputies using their personal rifles, and I would never stop a deputy from using their personal rifles, especially if I don't have them. But the problem is if there's an officer involved shooting, that rifle is now evidence.
Right.
And that evidence can be there forever. So they may never.
They lose their rifle.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I would like to be able to supply rifles for all of our deputies.
So when you first moved to the lake, you weren't, I don't think, in law enforcement then. You were a medical technician, I think at Lake Regional.
Correct.
you had a construction business, building houses and stuff like that. Were you tempted to keep on doing that, or where did that? I think that you got offered some big jobs back in Kansas City, right?
I followed the money, and I found out, money's not everything. It was very hard on the family. I managed 3 different companies. So I managed the Pace-Sitter Corporation, American Siding and Window Systems, and then the last company that I managed was Price Brothers Heavy Equipment, and that's a heavy equipment company out of Lenexa, Kansas. So we actually moved back to Kansas City area for a short time with family. Ultimately, it was a very, very successful company. We were doing very well. Something was missing. The job was fine, but it wasn't me.
What was missing?
The serve part. I was focusing my life more on money than I was on helping, and that's just not who I am. And my wife's seen that, and she came to me and said, we need to go back to our lake house, and I think that's where we need to raise our kids, and which we ended up doing that throughout that whole time. That's when Aubrey came along,
right?
While we were up in Kansas City area. So we decided to move back. I left a very lucrative company to come to the lake area to make $12.75 as a police officer. After which I went to the academy which the academy was 6 months, and we were members of the Potter's House at that time, and we sat down and prayed and prayed and prayed about it, and actually, I'll never forget, the Potter's House came to me and said, here's a $500 check. We were being told this is what you need to be doing. And that's where, and that's where God spoke to me and said, hey, so we left. So I ended up going to the academy, and now the rest is history.
Your wife has been a huge influence in your career, hasn't she?
Oh, she has helped mold me to the man I am today.
Yeah. So she saw when you were working in big business, making big money, that you needed to do something else, even if it meant going back to making $12.75 an hour.
Correct.
Wow, that's pretty special.
Yeah, it was. I'm like I said, I'm so blessed, and I've been honored to have. We have 2 children. Austin was from a prior marriage, and I'll never forget the date. It was October 28, 2013. He was 13 years old and asked me if I would adopt him.
Really?
And that week, we were going through the adoption process. I started out in his life when he was 4.
Yeah.
But I never asked. I didn't want to push. I knew that he had a dad at that time, even though he wasn't really involved. But I never tried to take that role. I just tried to be the dad at our house that I could be, and it meant the world to me when he asked me that. And then Aubrey, she came from my wife's cousin was pregnant and was talking about having an abortion, and we begged her and we said, look, you can come and live with us, and we'll take care of every one of your needs, and we would gladly take the baby. So we ended up adopting Aubrey. So we went this was at Liberty Hospital. She delivered at Liberty Hospital, and my wife and I were in another room, and they brought Aubrey right into the room with us, and it was just like, we knew that if her cousin was with us for the 9 months, I knew she was clean.
Right, yeah.
And that was our focus, and I had no problem helping take care of her, hoping that she would get on the right path. But so then we ended up with Aubrey in 2008, and I always said I wanted 2 kids, and God provided that.
Boy, in a special way,
oh my goodness, it's been, I can't thank him enough for that.
Yeah. It's amazing the stories that behind the scenes that you never knew, you never heard of. Powerful stuff. So unfortunately, we're out of time. We're going to have you back, Sheriff Chris Edgar. We'll continue this conversation. This is fascinating. So thank you, sir. We'll have you back, and thank you for joining us for Lake TV's Community Spotlight, Sheriff.